cervical region of the spinal cord. And you can see that I've removed one of the cervical vertebrae just so we can take a look at how the spinal nerves attach to the spinal cord. So you can see that there's these little rootlets which attach to the spinal cord, and these rootlets then converge to form the ventral and dorsal roots. So if I just rotate the model round, you can see that there's a root at the front, so that's the ventral root, and a root at the back, so that's the dorsal root. And these roots converge to form the spinal nerve itself, and the spinal nerve exits the vertebral column via the intervertebral foramina. So immediately after leaving the intervertebral foramina, you can see that there's another division. So the spinal nerve divides into a ventral and dorsal ramus. So it's not actually shown clearly on this model here, but the ventral ramus is a lot thicker than the dorsal ramus. So essentially what you need to know is that the ventral ramus supplies the muscles and skin of the front of the body, and the dorsal ramus supplies the muscles and skin of the back. So if I just rotate the model around slightly more, you'll notice that there's this kind of swelling of the dorsal root. So this is known as the dorsal root ganglion, and this dorsal root ganglion contains the cell bodies of the primary afferent neurons which enter into the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. So the cell bodies of the ventral root are actually contained within the grey matter of the spinal cord. So I'll talk about this in more detail in the next part of the tutorial. We're going to take a section through the spinal cord like this, and we'll look at the internal structure of the spinal cord and the layers that cover it. So the plexus. So you can see here I've got a dissected brachial plexus. We've got the roots C5, C6, C7, C8, T1 here. We've got the trunks, the divisions lying under the clavicle, and then you've got the cords distally.